I don't know how to play for music. Let's just start the stream. Let's just begin. That's good. I like it. I like it a lot. We're going to be doing a lot in this stream today, ladies and gentlemen. What's good? I am your host, Steve Nyanumba. Welcome back to TechChus. We are just from jotting down every single task there is. But first things first, let's begin by showing you the progress of this particular application, and we move. I planned on doing a stream some time back on this same application, and it seemed like it wasn't possible because of certain constraints to do with the internet. Thank you very much, Safaricom. But this is sparkling grape juice. It's not wine. If you guys are thinking that it's wine, I don't drink alcohol. Okay, this is a good position, I guess. And sparkling grape juice usually helps me sleep, so I've been lacking a lot of that lately. But here we are. We are live once again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. I am your host, Steve Nyanumba. And yeah, we begin. This is how we begin. Right, so progress of the application. So far, I have been able to come up with a section where we talk about the biometric device itself. And we've also come up with a few other elements to do with the payroll. So like, let's say if we generate a payroll, we have to upload the payments devices so that we can be able to view it. So of course we already checked out this feature of downloading the Excel breakdown of the payroll. So you just download it like so, and we're good to go, right? So like that. So casuals, full-time, intern, and external. So if we look at the full-time section, we can be able to see that it breaks it down evenly, completely. And yeah, we're all good with that. Right, so what does this entire application mean for us? How do we move on from here? I also created something different in the attendances section, where I'm able to update attendance of multiple users rather than just one user. So like, let's say I'll type in one person's name. I'll take Rico Smith, for example, and I'll put in the date of 01/07/2024, check-in time at 7:12 a.m. and checked out at 6:15 p.m. We add it there. Okay, so now say that somebody else checks in at this same exact time. Well, it's never usually exact, and also checks out at this same exact time. I could just come in here and write the name, maybe say Joanny, add, and it's so seamless to the point where if I now click save, this just goes back to the database and we start over again, like so. So it's really overpowered. The one before used to do one at a time. which was a problem. But yeah. Then we have multiple attendances, and for those guys who want to see what that is like, I will show the live demo on the real-time application right here. Okay, so we have attendances sorted out, or so we think. I want to be able to edit the attendances of this particular user from here, right? And the only way I can be able to probably do that is if I am able to have a button, maybe like, let's say over here, or make these sections over here all modals, right? A modal is more, it seems more fitting for the situation. So, but it's not convenient in a sense of the loading of the UI. So by extension, I will go ahead and formulate buttons to edit the attendance of this particular user on this particular date over here, which is July 2024. So in order for me to do that, I'm going to go ahead. Let me just close all this. Okay, so I'm just going to close all that, and then I'm going to go to app http livewire admin attendances, and then we have an edit section, which is over here. So what this edit does, it does nothing. It has no functions whatsoever. As you can see, it's just loading the edit, and so that we can actually see what's happening, you can see it's very empty. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to update some routes. And this is the last function I do in the admin section, so that we can be able to edit other people's I'm forgetting attendances. Gosh, I'm forgetting that name. Okay, and for me to be able to do that, I have to go to the attendances section. And as you can see, we have attendances over here. Then we have ID and edit. But what I want to do here is I want ID, and I also want the date. Okay. So I want the ID and the date. Then when we go back to edit, I'm going to create a function over here called mount. And this mount function is going to take up that ID and that date. Okay. Now, in order for this to actually work, then it has to be clicked on from the index section of the attendances. So for that to continuously occur, I'm just going to go back to the index and then load up the view itself. And then for each and every single row that is having, like, let's say over here we have count, right? So over here in the count section, all I'm just going to do is I'm going to enable them to be a button like showing, right? So I'm going to put up a class over here and call it dflex and flex row, right? Now for each and every single flex column with a margin of 1 on either side, front and backs, top, bottom, left, right, it's going to have margin of 1, and I'm going to do 2 of them. So the first one has the count, but even this count, I might as well just do a disabled button, right? So I'll probably do like .btn. So it's just a div.btn secondary, and then we put the count. So it's just a div. It's nothing special. All I can just come in here and do is, because the background is different, like let's say if I refresh this and you see the background here is different, all I'm just going to come in here and say, first of all, is days, and then I'll do the padding is fine, I guess. So everything here is just all right. So 1 day, and if the count is more than, so what I'll do here is just a dynamic checking. If the count is more than 0, then you add the S, and if not, leave it blank. Or if it's more than 1, actually. Oh, this should have been oops, leave it blank. There we go. Okay, I think this is good. Let's see how it fares on. So 1 day, 0 day. Now this is the thing, it may not be that, so not equal to 1. How about that? So 0 days, 1 day, 0 days, 3 days, 1 day, like that. It's fair. Another flex column is going to be added over here, and this flex column is going to be now for the button to go to the edit. So so I'll just do a btn warning or secondary. I'll do this one as primary or black. Let's try black or dark. Dark should work. Yeah. And then btn secondary i.fas.fa edit. That's how we go about it. So we have the edit buttons right there. Now that section for total days worked might as well just go. But given that it's wrapped around a TD, I might actually reduce the size of these items here. So maybe I remove the flex column. You see where it lands? Nothing, absolutely. So these buttons work. So what I'm going to do is I have a wire click on these buttons, or rather, instead of wire click, I'm just going to have them become A tags. And then for these A tags, they'll always have href. The href in this situation would be route, and then I'll just do admin attendances edit. And now they have 2 variables that are supposed to be passed in here. So the first one is the ID of the user, okay, the employee's ID, and the date of the month of attendance, actually. So it's actually month, not date. So I'm just going to change that here. So month, right there. And then I come into edit and I change this to month, right? And this is employee ID. So the employee's ID is actually right here. So employee username, employee. So it's for each employees as employee. If I go back down, all I'm just going to pass in here is the employee ID. And now we move to the month. And the month is actually up here. Instance format FY. So I'm just going to pass that here. Actually, I'm just going to pass the instance in its entirety. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm just going to use instance. I'll pass the instance in its entirety, and everything from that point onwards will be fine. I don't need to change the name in the routes or here for me to actually be able to access that class, but that stuff, but that's how I want it to be. Great. So how do we now manage this? So if I come in here, refresh this, it's telling us that missing parameter required. So ID and instance. So right there, that's just some bullshit right there. Because it's saying missing parameter required for routes admin attendances edit. I'm passing in an ID and an instance. Missing parameter is the instance. So I've never actually done this before, passing two parameters in a route. So two parameters in routes, Laravel. So of course it's being sorted, yeah? Yeah, here it is. So brand product. Show brand product null, that's the function. They're not getting it. They're not getting it. Multiple parameters in Laravel routes. So let's look at this and see what they ask us to do. So you can see category and posts, right? Then we have this. Aha. So you pass it in an array almost. Not almost, but in an array. So for instance, these two here, if I did this, will then that make a bit more sense? Let's actually see. This is the main ones. Wait, what? Where did that? Okay, let's go back to attendance. Yeah, so we have it here. I don't know what this is. Let's see this. So you pass the instance in its entirety. But most of the time, we like to do this, yeah? Instance, format, YMD, right? So I'll just do YMD. Right. But it should be capital Y. small m small d, yeah, capital Y small m small d. So that should be the instance in its entirety. That's what should be passed on to the next section. So I'm just going to refresh this. Actually, in fact, yeah, that's what it should be. Right, and then this is margin 1. This should also be margin 1. What? That's interesting. Okay, so now this is good. I think we're good to go with this. Just try again. Great. Okay, but this, I wanted this to be on this other side. It's the problem. So could there be a situation where we just remove this thing and we move on? Yeah, pretty much. And we move on. Okay, so in essence, when I click on this, it's going to direct me to this. It directs me to that, and then I'm able to come in here and look at that instance and say, okay, this instance is a carbon date, right? So all I just need to do is get the month first, which is equal to I'll call on carbon to parse the instance and format it to maybe just get the month, right? So format, and then I'll say the year is something else that I want to add here. So year. Okay, and then ID. So I'll just come and say employee is equal to the employees detail find ID. Yeah, so we have all those instances right there set for us when we begin. So now looking at what we need to do with our canvas over here, we need to bring in all the attendances of this particular person that have been registered into the system, and then we do an edit or delete kind of situation. Inside our create, we have more of this actually. So if we look at how some of these functions are being structured out or being lined out, we're going to actually use all of them. It's no secret that we're going to be using all of them. So I'll just come in here and then do a Control C. No, actually I won't even copy. What I will do, some of these functions I think are required. Okay, let me just start from scratch. We'll line out everything that we need to line out. All right, so first things first, attendances. Since this is one particular fixed user, first of all, x slot colon header, and then I'm going to say edit attendances of, and then I'll come in here and say employee user name. So if I come in and refresh this undefined variable employee, so the reason why it's undefined is because, first of all, I have it here. What I could have done, I would have done this and then actually created them up here. So public month, then year, then employee. Great. So move on forward. Okay. Now we start crafting out everything. So first thing is we do a row, column, md4 dot column 12. And the reason I'm doing a 4 is to actually match what I have inside the creation of the attendances. Credible scenes. I gotta remove this. Yeah. The grape juice is kicking in. Okay. Great. Now we need a card header. H5. I'm not gonna call this. I'm going to use the same search mechanism that is being used in the create. So it starts from here, the card body. Great. And then go back to the edit. So how does it look? Undefined variable search. So we need to declare search in here, just like the way we did it inside index. So no, this is attendance index, yeah. Not index, but create. Should be inside create. So going back to the top, we have these: employee ID, date, check-in, check-out, search, and then attendance list. Yeah, so I'm just going to come in here and do that. Okay, so I'll get rid of, no, I won't get rid of anything actually, because we have the employee ID, date, check-in time, and checkout time. Okay, just like the other one. And then we have the listeners, the amount, Inside my mount function, there's nothing here. I think I could even as well just get rid of it. And then we have the select employee ID situation. We don't need that because we already have the employee, so employee ID is gone. Date, we don't need date because the instance is there. No, actually we need date. Yeah, we do need date. But the employee in the instance is there, so it's the month. What am I missing? Okay, let's refresh this. Actually, need to delete all these tabs. There's so many open. Okay, so you can see undefined variable employees. We don't need the employees section actually. So because we don't need the employee ID. And also we can see, yeah, we really don't need this. Column 12. We don't need that one. We do need the dates. That's something I can also seem to appreciate. So just refresh that and then we see. So we have the date. What else do we need? So if I'm looking at my live wire, I can see we need the attendance list to be populated. And the only way you can populate the attendance list is if we grab all the attended dates of that particular month. Right. Attendant dates. Attended. Oh my goodness, I'm sleepy. And do we have the attendances? So let's see. Not full date. You can get the attendances of the month. Of that particular month for this employee, provided that we give the month. So I'm just going to come in here into employees detail, and then we can see there's attended dates. I don't know if I should call them within the model, but let's just give it a try. So I'm just going to come in here and say dates of month We'll call it attended dates of month, and then I'm going to put in here the month. And given that it's going to be in the format of whichever format, right? I'm just going to come in here and pass it. And then format it in YM. So I'm going to pass month, like so. Then I'll start with dates being an empty array, and then I'll come in and say for each of these attendances, return these dates. So for each of these attendances as item, array, push to dates. But I'm only going to push to the dates if it falls in between the month. So I'm just coming into carbon, parse item, item date, and then ask, is it between the first date, which is so I'm just going to call this initial for now. So I'll come and then I'll come in here and say initial first of month, right? And then I come in here and pass the second one, so initial last of month. That's when we can push the array. Or rather, we'll just do this. We'll do attendances of month, and then instead of passing it like this, I'll just pass in the attendance itself, which is item. So I'll just call these ones attendances. Great. Great. So we'll use that inside our edit, which is here. It was called what? Attendances of month. Yeah, attendances of month. So we're going to use that function. Now we come back here, attendance list. So now this attendance list, I'm going to come in here and say this attendance list is equal to, now we'll talk of the employees. So I'll come in and say this employee, and I'll come and say that function, attendances of month, and then I'll come and take this month. but it's supposed to be coupled together with a year, right? So I'm just going to come in here and say I might not even actually need these, the month and the year. I might just as well put it like this. YM, and then close it, and then reject these. Okay, let's see what happens. Great. Let's see how it fires on. Define undefined variable instance. Did I not define the instance? Oh. Should work. Ideally should work. Now instead of formatting as YM, I'll do it as FY. Let's see. What? Now YM here, but I'm talking about this side, I'll do it as FY. Yeah, I was hoping to draw up a calendar over here. Then down here is where we have the attendance list continuously updating. So I'll pretty much draw what is on the index side of things, which is this. Hopefully it works well. Just use it as a div. Let's see what happens there. So undefined variable days. So what's being passed through here? what's been passed through here is this instance, right? So if we come in here, take this and replace it here, but then here we're just getting the number of days. So in order for us to know how to get the number of days, it just goes back to the function of the index, which is inside here. So days is this instance, days in month. So I'm coming here and pasting that days in month right there. Or I could as well just come in here and say days is equal to this whole thing. And problem solved. Undefined variable days, nothing. Now what's the next undefined variable? Current year. So current year, current month, all come from this instance still, right? So all I'm just going to come in here and do is, instead of, I'll just come and take this and then come and replace it here. Okay. And then the format should be YM. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Then we say date in array, date. So we're talking about the date. Which date? This one. Great. So let's refresh to see what happens. Define variable current year, current year, current year, current year, current year. Where is it being used? Because I've replaced it here. Yeah, this is the one I'm replacing. YM. Okay, we're good to go. This should be it. It should be done. Undefined variable today. Today is now. And where is it being formulated? That is line number 62, which is here. So today is here. Instead of checking the less than, that's the greater than sign, points to the greater than sign, right? So is let me write that here somewhere. There we go. Carbon now greater than. So now we just need to add that other class parent carbon now is greater than carbon pause that combined with the I. Okay, I think that should be out. I should be out of violations now. Please. Oh snap! What's going on? Oh, never mind. Yep. Like the champion I am. But it doesn't end there. Hey, by no means does it end there. So now this deflex row that we have here, where should it go? Should be going to the column that precedes it. So column MD, so medium column of 8. Save it there. Let's see how it appears. Oh, voila. It is glorious. I could have worked to the margin top of maybe say 3 so that lack of symmetry just a little bit gives it its characteristic or its style sort of. Then this point is where I add what I have in the create functionality, which is a table. Which will come here. So I come to the edit. Let's see what happens. So it's not there until I add it from this side. Now the functions. Let's go to edit and let's go and open up our nice create section. So we have the add to list function, we have the save function, and we have the removal from the list function. Okay. Then here in the render, we don't need the employees search. We have one employee. We don't need the dates. We have one date. So these 3 functions are going to be very pivotal in operating everything. All we just need to do is make sure all these errors that may or may not pop up will not pop up, right? So this validation exception is a facade. Should be that one. Okay, so now it doesn't come to this employee ID, it rather comes down to what we have in the mount function, which is this employee, and then take the ID. come on. Think, Steve. Think. So if this employee has signed on this particular time, then throw that validation exception. And this validation exception is now will pop up on the date. So then we push to the attendance list, this employee ID, this date, this check-in, this checkout, which is fine. Then when you go to the save, I think the save is looking good. Oh, and of course the log has to work. So what is this? Yeah, so we have a function here that deletes the attendance, and I'm just going to come in here and use the ID itself. And in its own right, it works. Okay. Then we're just going to emit the success message here. Successfully deleted an attendance record. Great. So that should be there. Removing from the list should also be there. So yeah, I think this is legit. In a sense that now if I come in and say I want to do it on this is for July alone, so I wouldn't expect that the minimum and the maximum should, I fully expect that the minimum and the maximum should be the dates that are being edited. Really makes sense, especially if we look at it from this side. Need to stretch. Oh wow, I'm gonna go sleep, man. Hey, I'm feeling sleepy. 1 hour in, huh? Okay. Let's see. It seems okay because it's still using the same logic. The date and everything's still using the same logic. The functions also still using the same logic. The only thing that it's not using is the rules. And I put the rules here still. The selection of employees not needed. This is needed. This employer's query is not needed. The only question now is it necessary to put in a column for the employee's name here? I see no need. Okay, so now once we go back, we refresh. So this person is going to add dates all across the board. But on adding, I don't want the dates to reset, the timings and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'll go back to the edit area and look for that part for where it resets. So it resets search and employee ID only. All I wanted to reset is the date. Date makes sense to reset, right? In this context. Okay, so let's try it out. So I'm going to put this person on first. Oh yes, and also given the instance and given the circumstance, I don't plan on adding any dates that is less than the first of this particular month that is being talked about. So maybe I'll just do that here, the area for the edits, and then I can go to this card and go to the dates, then I'll say minimum, and then I come in here and put in this here, and then I come and say first of month. And then I come and do the same with the max. So I'll do minimum and maximum should be that. Do good. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Can I select 30th? I can. But this is July. I can select 30th of June. Unfair. Hmm. Can this really work? Let's see what these guys are saying. Okay, the instance here is being brought. Say first of month, last of month. It's really bugging me. Or maybe not, actually. See how that works. How do you like me now? So, and then okay, let's see what you got. All I need to do is now select the date. Excellent. Can't change the month. That's how we go. And then the check-in time, check-out time, of course. Wait, I'm so tired. Now I want to be able to click on this particular number 3 and delete it from the attendances. But now I want to do one, add. Oh, no property found for validation. That is employee ID. And what I need for that is to get rid of it. So I'll just go to edit, get rid of this. We have date, we have instance. I think I already set date inside mount. No, it's in, sorry, the form itself. So let's see. Create is fine. Edit is probably not. Okay. So date 1, validation required here. So I'm just going to do 0700 and then do 1630. Add. So you can see attendances to be uploaded are here. So now once I upload this, it saves and then it will turn green over here. So attempt to read property user on null, which is a problem. Is it? Okay, let's refresh that. Yeah, it's already there. So now once we reset, So it's resetting everything. That's the problem. So instead of resetting, don't just keep it like that. Okay, so let's try on 5th. Check-in time 0700. 16:30. Add. Now attendance has to be uploaded. Save. So now I can see that it's unable to resolve dependency. One parameter required, which is the instance in class app HTTP livewire admin attendances edit. So now on this meeting done, why don't we just render afresh? Okay, so I want to do on 6th. Then we check in at 06:50. Then we do it till 5 o'clock. I'll add that and save. You can see that. So now once this is saved, why don't we just reset the whole list? Reset the whole attendance. Yeah, so resetting the attendance list is what should be doing. So this reset, and then we have some properties that we want to do. So attendance list is one of them. So let's test it out using number 7. So date 7, same time. So you can see that, and then this will stop me from uploading. So employee is already signed in on this day, so I can delete that and then save this. It's good to go. So now when I click on one of these, I want to be able to drop them. Right. I want to be able to drop them. So that calls for an on-click sort of calls for an on-click, I believe. So on this particular part over here, instead of doing a flex row of margin top 3, I'll just leave it to be the way it is. And then I'll probably now go ahead and increase the size. So instead of P2, I'll do P2, P2. No, let's just do P3. So it's an all even and it's bigger. My problem is this. So I'll much rather store everything that is here within a card and make it table responsive. So let's say that this remains P3. If this remains P3, then we can actually scroll it now. Great. So which means even in smaller screens, it just is still scrollable. Right. Okay. Now, let's just go back to making it smaller. P2 is enough. Then underneath there's a table which has the ID, the date, the check-in, check-out, and all that stuff. So So I want to be able to click on this div, and on clicking on it, there should be actually make this a button. I'll just make this a button, and close it off the button, of course. And then I'll just do two classes here. So the first class is btn, so that all styles go. Let's see how it looks. This looks okay. A rounded none. Why is it? How about circle? Of course it was going to do that. Of course. Let me think. Btn rounded circle. If I do just rounded, oh, this is for Bootstrap 5. Let's see if it works. Boom, it does actually. So these are all buttons now, they work as buttons. So if I click on one, it works like a button. So I'll just do a wire click, and then the function is to delete the attendance. So which attendance am I deleting? Should be this one. So we have to say which attendance which attendance we're working with. I just had to read the code and I now know that's the right one. So I attempt to read property on null. Attendance where first. But this is it. Where employee's detail ID is the employee ID, which is coming from above. Then date is date, also coming from above. No, there's something missing. I'm actually passing dates inside this thing. So do I really need this? Let's see. I might not, I actually don't. Let's see. I actually might not. How about we call this date 1 and then we call it here as well. Date 1, date 1, date 1, date 1. Okay, just to differentiate the variables. Will it still work? Yes, it will. Now, on doing this, do you mean to tell me there's nothing? Absolutely. This is bollocks. Is it like attendances don't have an ID? They do. So what's going on? How about I use just this? Yeah, delete doesn't exist. Wait, you mean to tell me this doesn't exist in collection instances? That's mad. That's actually mad. Okay. It's there, it exists. Come on. Unless the ID that's being passed through here is not the one. What to do? So BG success, the alternative is, let's see if it's in the red. These are the classes. So BG danger disabled, which also incorporates a bit of the JavaScript. Yep, so I can't click on these to edit, or I can. Okay, maybe not disabled. Maybe not disabled. I'll just do an if statement over here. Var click, and then delete attendance. Then in the process of deleting attendance, we pass in the ID. If it's red, it can't do anything. So now this ID is coming in from where? This one. It needs to work tonight. It needs to work tonight. Oh, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. These buttons, not working. But this one, ID or null. This is not null though. It's not null though. Employee's detail ID coupled with employee ID, right? Okay, this employee ID should be coming in from here. If it's coming in from that side, it's giving me stress. Oh man, this is incredible. It wasn't used anywhere. It's a dead variable. It wasn't used anywhere apart from there. So let's see. How about this? Go to edit function, and then we die dump the ID. Okay. 24 is the ID. 23. 17. It's okay. How about we do the die dump of this? Okay, this works. Attributes are 10. ID is 24. Employees detail ID is 14. Date, check in, check out. So those work. $17, $23, $24. So why is it refusing to delete? Let's try delete of it. Wait for it. Yep. Attempt to read property ID on null. But it deleted. Oh, okay. Thanks, people think. Because what happens is it deletes it. Once it deletes it, it loads that same ID as though it is part of the situation. Let's try that again. This time with the emissions. But I thought I did this also. Like, you see, if this... is an attended dates. Yeah, then pop up with that. But now because I've deleted and those buttons have not refreshed. Needs another test. I don't understand. Okay, so it's gone through at this point, and it tells me that it's unable to read property ID on null. So if the date that we're talking about is in the conversation, I'm just going to take this then. And refresh this. And now we delete number 3 as well. Oh, thank God. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Yes. So date 2 checked in at 7:50, checked out at 6 o'clock in the evening. We add those. So those are the attendances to be uploaded. Now I need to edit this a little bit more. Maybe add a bit of a margin. Bit of a margin above the card. So MT maybe 4. So let's start with 01, 07, 50. Okay, gives it a bit more room. But I think I'm going to make this a sort of a container fluid. Now that I BTN'd it, or I could leave it like this, and then on top of leaving it like that, I can now put it in a container. Let's see how it racks up. Okay, looks decent. It works very well. Now on this loading, I needed to pop up this wire click. Okay, a win is a win. A win is a win. So now I can edit attendances. I think we're good for now. Okay, let's push this to the live server. We see what happens. But first things first. Okay, I kind of feel there's a bit of a slight challenge with this one here, where the wire click situation is different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this first. I'll make this first one a div. Then I'll check if this then I'll use else here. And then I'll end the if at the end of the button. And we close it up like that. So now in the light of refreshing this, I'm just also going to get rid of this. Okay, now let's see what happens here. So these are all divs. Don't know why they're acting up like buttons. But now that is normal. Now what happens if I put in on 6th 0750 1800, then I save this. So integrity constraint violation, duplicate entry, for key. Then it should show up here. Okay. Should have shown up here. Should have really shown up. Anyway. Let's try. And why my integrity constraint is not working here? Is my validation is not working here. This definitely means that there's somebody who signed in on this particular date with the same ID, same date. Did it really delete? I wonder. Might have not really deleted, which means my attendances are in soft delete mode. Better not be. Ah. That sucks, by the way. That is actually a piece of shit right there. Ah. All right, so looks like we're creating a migration. PA make migration. Add constraints to attendances table. And here we go. So we're just going to go to the attendances table and drop soft deletes. So drop column, drop soft deletes. There we go. Oh, thank goodness for Laravel having that function. So then when we reverse, we add back the soft deletes. And yeah, that function works. And all you just need to do is now migrate. This is the most frustrating thing I've ever seen. And it was worked. Now we need to just remove this from the modals. Attendance. Remove soft deletes. And then we get to see those dates are still there. Madness. Madness. Get out of here. Out. Okay, so now once we add date 12, I want to see that it's clickable so that it can go out. Okay, check-in 7:30 and checkout is 4:30. Is it clickable? Not yet. Unless I refresh. That's what I don't want. That's what I don't want. But it's a work in progress. It works and it's perfectly fine. In this edit section now, this table, that's a column MD8. Does it need to be a column MD8? I wanted to cover the full scope. I see what happened. I see what just happened. So let's get rid of one div. Let's get rid of one div. So this is the column MD8 that begins it all. So inside this, we get rid of one. We follow that up with the spacing, and boom, we're home free. So if I come in here and do 0307 at 0600 and ending at 1600, excellent. That's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, we're good. We're so good. So I can come in here now, start adding fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and so on and so forth. Then I save. All green. Yes. Ah. Okay, coffee has kicked in. Oh. Wow. I didn't think I was able to do this, honestly. You have to focus first. You have to focus first. Focus up. Focus up. Okay, so now this works. What does that mean? It means that now we can take it to the main stage and actually operate. Now there's some few items that I needed to combine using Adobe. Some documents that are multiple files, but I just need to upload them. So I downloaded them here. These are them. I just need to drag them here. So I just need to combine them. Oh, sorry, it should be combined files, then I drag and drop. So let me close this, close that, close that, close that. Okay, then I drag and drop now. Now I need to preview them just to make sure we're good. So this is date 1, date 2, date 6, 17, 23, 28, 30 finally, right? Yeah, 30. And then we also have first, second, and third, which is good. Okay, combine. Right, so how do we go about uploading all this? Well, I have specified selections. The specified selections are the attendances create section. I removed the mount function, so let's add that. The attendances edit, it works. The attendances, the views, I didn't change anything. I only changed in index, I'll add that. Then in the edit, I'll add. And then I don't think there's anything else that I need to add. I think we're good. I think we're good from there. Now we need to add constraints to the attendances table. That's it. And yeah, those are all the changes that I needed. So I'm just going to come in here. Oh, and the model as well. The model for the attendances. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. And then the employees detail IDs. What else out of all these changes that we made, I need to upload right now. Oh, and the routes as well. Let's not forget the routes. Cool. So I'm just going to come in here, type what? Added the edit functionality for attendances. And I'm going to commit the changes and then I push them to Git. Once they're pushed to Git, I'll be able to access them. That sucks. I shouldn't have pushed the routes. Now I have to push everything. It's staged. What's going to be the message? Biometrics and security section. Commit that change and then we push. Okay, we're good to go. Now what happens now? I can see somebody over here is on a negative. What the hell is this? Advances 80. What? Children, all of these are supposed to be in June. Okay, now going back to these attendance areas, we look at June, and there's some guys over here that I need to actually edit. But one thing is, this button over here shouldn't just be like, okay, I'm clicking on this, it goes. Which it does exactly that. But it's me. Great. Next. Edit this. Ooh, what? What's going on? Okay, that is fine. Then we move to this next guy. Okay. Why is it, whenever I click on this, why does it bring that as the first one? That's how it should be. It's just that now I'm in a hurry. I need to actually sort these out. So that's why I've not added the functionality where we click on this and then there's a pop-up that comes out asking if I'm sure I want to delete this. But we can move. So 1, 2, 3 more to go. Yeah, 3 more to go. So I'll open these two on separate tabs to move much faster, right? So this guy, what's going on here? What's going on? Okay. I'm wondering why is this one misbehaving? Drop the cache. Nothing. Good. Okay. Now just delete all this. Then we move on to the next one. Okay, next. It's too fast. Okay. That's done. If I come in here and refresh this, this one, it's already legit. So all I just need to do now is come and add the attendance records themselves. And what I will be doing is I'll be using this binder 3 to add all those attendance records. And these are so many attendance records, honestly. I usually see them as they're many. But yeah, we move still. Oh no, this is first. Yeah, this is first. Normally I just do the 6 o'clock check-in. Since this one's also still in a hurry, I'll just add all of them like so. So like 1, Mayaka, and Rono. Then this is Joshua. And Samuel. is this one. It's already done. So we'll just go to second and start again. And then we come to JSON. Then we come to 0. Then we need to enable scrolling. Then date 3. Then Rono. Then on 4th, then still on 4th, JSON, then we move to 5th. No, wait, hold on. We moved from here. So we started on 5th. Priska, Samuel, Joshua, Jason. Priska, Samuel, Joshua, Jason. So Priska, Samuel, Joshua, Jason. Okay, and then we move to the next day, which is on 6th. Starts with Samuel. Then we go to the next one. Then Joshua, Jason. Then we move to date 7. Then date 8. Now on date 8, I mean, then date 9. Wow. There are only 6 pages. I can finish this quick. Look at date 9. We're on this guy as well. This is 10th. This was 11th. So, yeah. Now this needs to move out of the way. We'll put this so 12th. Day 12 we have start with Priska, then Runo and Joshua, Simon. Date 13. Start with Runo, Samuel, and Simon. Date 14. I do Joshua and Simon. The date 14, those four. Yeah. Now we move to date 15. So on date 15, where do we start? Go to date 16. Date 17. Date 18. Date 19. Date 19 now. Almost there. Start with Priska Maria. Let's go on to Rono, Simon. Data entry is such a bitch. It's, data entry is such a bitch. Then we move to D20. D20. Date 21. Okay, now we're in date 22. Date 22. Just then we go to D23. Jason here. Now we start with 24th for these four: Samuel, Ronald, Joshua, Jason. So this date 24. Samuel, Samuel is 0, right? Yeah. Then Ronald, Joshua, Jason. Then we move to 25th. Now on moving to 25th, we can see that we have almost there. Sixth. And we're almost approaching the last. We're approaching the last page. 26th. So 26th begins here. So we begin with Priska, Rono, Eric. I'm sure Eric will not allow. Priska, Joshua Samuel, sorry. And then we have Eric. And 27th, so Priska, 27th to start afresh. Eric, I'm sure Eric will refuse because his data is already in. Yeah, he's already signed in on this day. We have Samuel and Jason. Okay. Oh, these things are looking interesting. So far, so good. Go Choki. Now we move to 28th. Eric, I know his was in, so Samuel and Joshua. Then we have 29th. No. Then we have 30th. So Eric wasn't in on the 29th, he was in on the 30th. So we'll start with the 30th. Already signed in on this day. Okay. Okay. That's it for the month of June. Completed. Oh, I deleted the mount function. Oh man, that's crazy. Okay, so I deleted the mount function, which means that I'll just have to change that to render. And for that to change to render, I'll have to just go back to attendances, create, and then instead of mount, I put render. And just like that, I come in here, changed from mount to render, commit, and push. That's it. So I use Git nowadays. I don't need to go back to the terminal. The terminal is it's become so boring. I used to think it was a hacker's genius thing, but now it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. So let's go back to attendance and we shall see what's going on. Shall see what is going on. So as you can see, we have attendance updated fully, and we have our people here skiving days. Like this guy is only coming for 12 days, this guy has 8 days, this guy has 25 days, 26 days, 20 days, 27 days, 4 days, 3 days here, 25 days here, which is okay. But this one, it's because of we don't update attendance for this one, although we should essentially. Yeah, so now these ones are the most subtle ones. These ones are the ones that make that are more important, because these are the powerhouses of the entire place. All right, so we have attendance done, we have our contracts ready, we have everything done. So all I just need to do is generate the payroll and we're good. So what I need to do to generate the payroll is I need to come in here, select the month, which is June, and generate. Then I wait for like a minute or less, and it's already generated. So everything is here, all well set. Yeah, looks interesting. So as you can see, there's an absence penalty of about 4K, 44,000. And I can pinpoint everyone that has been missing out on this. Oops. $824.67 minus 500, yeah. Yeah, this is one. You can see missed 13 days, so that's one. Then this one missed 9 days, that's another. I don't know why people miss coming to work. It doesn't make any sense. Even if you didn't miss coming to work, why are you not missing signing in? That's the most important thing. So yeah, this one overcame. Yeah, this one came for more days than he should have. Yeah, so that's why we're giving them a negative. Ooh, yay. But I wonder, is this position supposed to have that? He's a tandoori chef. That's 4 off days. 4 off days you're allowed. One holiday was happening. So the most that you should probably be getting is from one of these. Oh, there are 2 holidays. There are 2 holidays. Yes, there are 2 holidays. I can see. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah, so this one just goes back into their favor. If it's a negative penalty, it's a bonus. Another negative penalty, so 1 extra day. Another negative penalty, 1 extra day. And we move on like that. So that's how you go about it. Because the alternative is for them to be carried, the offs to be carried forward, which in my opinion doesn't make any sense. Because these people can quit the next month. Yeah, so then they go and claim that they overworked and were underpaid. It doesn't make any sense to do such things. Yeah. Okay. Then this is another one. This is working in his favor, working in his favor, and so on and so forth. Another one here. Another one here. Oh no, this one is working in his favor. This one is another one, and then this one. Now this is a big one. This one is a big one. This guy didn't come to work. He didn't come to work. This one also didn't come to work. So what's going on? Unless they're externals. And if they're externals, then that's something I need to also understand. They need to sign in still. But this one here, I don't understand. This one is a room attendant. Why is it 0 days? But there's probably something in for them, right? gross 500 shillings is NHIF. Did this person really show up to work, or didn't? That's the next question I would want to ask. And bringing all these values together, why is the total deductions coming to 14,050? Let's look at the payroll, the payslip. We'll see how we're doing with this. So I can totally see it. Of course. I mean, yeah. That's what happened. They took an advance. That's what happened. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Just showcasing what this particular project can do. It feels good. Feels good having covered quite a bit of what is happening over here. Feels absolutely excellent that I've been able to get a lot done in that short space of time. And yeah, we shall continue with this stream in the afternoon tomorrow. That being said, as we can generally see, magnifico. As you can generally see, this thing works absolutely magnificently. So if we go to July, August, you can see the graph is moving with the situation. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for all those who tuned in, the 27 viewers that had come in. Let's hope that in future that number will grow to a maximum. Maybe we're talking of 270 at a concurrent way, hopefully. But rather than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. And for those guys who are going to catch this stream after I'm done being live, wow, take a look at this. And what's next? There's some other features that we probably need to add. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and God bless.